Hi, this is Rosalyn Kahn with Dylan Kelley. We are here to talk about this upcoming new movie called Bloodline. This gentleman is absolutely amazing, superb, and you're not going to believe the story you heard, based partly on a true time story. Dylan, take it away for us. Tell us who you are a little bit. Our audience doesn't know you, so tell us.
Well, I'm an actor, scriptwriter, stuntman, and I sing, and well, pretty much it.
Fantastic. What was the biggest film that you've been in? Who's some of the stars and celebrities you've worked with?
The biggest film I was in was a television show called Blue Bloods. I worked with Tom Selleck.
Great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That's when I really realized, this is what I want to do. But my most fun film I ever did was a Messiah's Cointelpro.
Wow.
Because there was a stunt scene where we were fighting, and that was in the wilderness, and that was a lot of fun too.
Great.
And I had a lead role in that.
Fantastic. Now, how long have you been working on this film here, the Bloodline?
We've been working on this film for a couple months now.
Fantastic. And what was the inspiration that brought you to deciding to make this film?
My mother. She, when I was about 10 years old, she told me there was a psychopathic serial killer in my original family. I was adopted, so in my original lineage, there was a serial killer in the family who killed off my entire family. She told me this when I was 10, like a normal mother would.
Right.
That's a joke. So I said, you know what? Let's turn it into a movie. Let's turn her story into a film. And that's what we did.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the film without giving the whole story away?
Sure. Distraught by his grandmother's losing battle with cancer, struggling actor Jeremy Logan hears rumors of an experimental cure that leads him to breaking into his boyfriend's pharmaceutical company. After a successful theft and seeing his grandmother cured, Jeremy lets his ego get the better of him and takes on the persona of Jesus and begins posting videos of him curing people online. After he posts, draws the attention of the pharmaceutical companies, they hire a hitman to retrieve their property and take out Jeremy. In a twisted sense of fate, the hitman turns out to be Caroline, Jeremy's estranged sister who murdered their family years ago. After his friends start being picked off, Jeremy is forced to deal with the shadows from his past and confront his long-lost sister.
Oh my God, that sounds frightening. Now, I think this is the first time we've seen a woman in a lead role in this such position as the assassin, right? Is that correct?
She's the Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers. Yes, this is the first female antagonist in a film, yes, I think. I haven't seen any others. There was I Spit on Your Grave, that whole series, but that was a woman who was abused, who was taking revenge out on the men. This is just a woman who's a complete lunatic psychopath who just is out for blood and gore. And
so this all somewhat really happened in your family? Allegedly. Wow. Now, as a 10-year-old, when you go back and hearing the story, what was the first instinct that went through your mind?
I was scared. I was scared. I was always frightened that someone would come after me. So, I don't get along with my mother.
Oh, okay. You don't get along with your mother.
No.
And tell me a little bit about your work in the film industry. How long have you been in the film industry? When did you decide to make the break and that story?
I've been in the film industry for about 7 years. I was walking to work one day back when I was living in New Jersey, and I worked at a mall. And I ran into a friend of mine who I had gone to middle school with named Bo Pierce. And we just started talking, and I said, "What's up? What are you doing? How's life?" Whatever. He said, "I'm acting." I said, "You're acting?" I always wanted to do that. he goes, well, you should. Here, and he handed me a card, and it was for Central Casting, which is where everybody starts out as background actors and extras and all that. So I went to 5 Penn Plaza in Manhattan and signed up and became a background actor. And that's how I started out.
Wow. How long were you doing the background acting before you got some of the bigger roles?
A year and a half.
That's a pretty short top to the top.
Short time, yeah. It was very short, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you must have had some innate talent in you. Did you ever dream of being an actor as a young kid?
Since I could put two thoughts together, I knew I was going to be an actor. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I knew I was going to get there somehow.
Wow.
I feel like that's my purpose for, people, human beings, when they're alive, they say, what do you want to do when you grow up? And some people don't want to help people. Some people want to be left alone and have their own company or whatever. And other people want to help people, such as nurses, doctors, lawyers, firemen, policemen. Well, policemen we can, but you know what I mean. And so I wanted to do that. I knew I wanted to help people, but it wasn't through the medical field. I thought art is the way to do it. And I knew, like I said, since I could put two thoughts together, I knew I was going to be an actor and help people through my struggles that way. So I've known forever. That's why I'm alive, I believe, is to do this and make this come true.
In making this film, I know there's always an ulterior motive or something behind this. What would you say is that message behind making this film that you want the world to know?
It's about grief and healing. It's about putting something to sleep, making it an end. It's an ending. Mm-hmm. This movie's an ending for me. It's gonna make it so that I can move on with my life. And maybe it'll help other people. A lot of people think that horror is a good way to de-stress, and it is. Horror films and thrillers are a really good way to de-stress. Do you know what I mean?
Right. It's a way of getting out something that's in your system and in your mindset. And they say there's one way to do it. You can walk it out, you can paint it out, you can run it out, you can carve it out, or you can go ahead and act it out. And I know with the young lady that we were talking yesterday, there's this really great things on the floor here about making this movie into becoming a reality. And when you had that conversation yesterday, and we were talking to the Deanna, what was your thought?
I think she's amazing. I think she's brilliant. I was so pleased that she believed in my project, and that there's a lot in the movie, and I'm sure she'll do whatever she can to make it happen. I think she's great. I think she's amazing. She believes in me. She believes in the project, and I'm really excited. Yeah,
just sitting on the other side and being a part of being there as it was going ahead and happening. She really liked the fact that you were going to be the star of the movie, and she liked the fact that you're into stunts. You do your own stunts and things like that.
I do my own stunts,
and that you were willing to go on the chopping board. I'm a writer myself, and I hate things when they're edited, and I'm a perfectionist, and it goes to the line. But she seemed like a great person to work with. This I also want to thank Jose Beltran, and I go back a long time. He's a promoter, does a lot of events, gets out there on the red carpet. And he and I both know tons of people, and life is about relationships. It's it's perchance that we met in a barbershop, and you were just getting your hair done. And so I think the message that we need to let people know is we all have dreams, we have things we want, we have things we believe in, but we have to be open to the possibility of prayer and giving thanks to the things that we have, and just seeing that picture in our head, seeing that picture in our mind. So as I look at you today, I see you sitting in this chair, and I see you receiving an Academy Award down the road and being on the stage and say, oh, there's this lady Rosalyn. I can't give it up enough to this lady Rosalyn who made this dream come to reality. Yeah. So what's one last thing you'd like to say to your grandmother who's a part of the film here for Ty Liz?
Linda Baldessar is the one who made it all happen, my grandmother.
Wow.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. And my dream wouldn't be happening. So it's really all thanks to her. And it's also thanks to you. It's thanks to Deanna. It's thanks to Jose. And it's luck. dumb luck. And I'm not interested in winning anything, an Academy Award. It's just about getting the message out there, being a good actor, and getting paid for it and doing what you love.
Fantastic. There's a quote I want to share with you, and it goes like this. What is success about? Success is about 7% talent, 8% luck, and 89% going ahead and showing up.
You know who I am? It's called American Comedy, and it stars Eric Roberts as the dog. It's on Prime Video. Download it, give us 5-star ratings. It's a great film, and we need to make America laugh again, right? Yeah! The first time that Hollywood acknowledged that, it's very important to be, we are the world, Hollywood is the world. Multicultural is very important, diversity is so important. And America, I was born in France, my parents from Poland, but that's what we are. We are America! America! That's what we are!
Slowly, there you go.
出掉弄啊，走啊。
On Farzana. So hopefully we'll find out tonight what's going to happen. So happy to be here. Everyone. Thank you.
Flying Carpet.
And what is it about?
Actually, on behalf of the director, she lives in Australia and she wasn't able to travel here.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Hi, this is Rosalyn Kahn with the Rosalyn Kahn Show. I'm here with Emilio and his friends who will now introduce themselves. First, we have Emilio.
Emilio Vega.
Giancarlo Armonati.
Guillermo Corona.
Hi everybody, my name is Adelso.
Mucho gusto a ustedes. Mi nombre es Rosalindo. Yo hablo español. Hi, this is Rosalyn Kahn with the Rosalyn Kahn Show, and I'm so excited to have this U.S. Senate candidate, Denice Gary-Pandol, with us today. And I am so excited. You know, my roommate said I met this amazing lady, and she has so many things that she's passionate about. Now, you tell me you're in Bakersfield, and we got
I'm in the city of Bakersfield, right?
And Bakersfield is known for what?
So Bakersfield is known for agriculture, and it's known for oil. It's known for energy. So here in California, some of your listening audience may know that the state of California provides over commodities, not only to the people of this country, but to the world. So we provide here in our state, and much of it is grown right here in the Central Valley. We grow over a third of all the vegetables that are consumed, not only here in our state, but in our nation and around the globe. We also provide over 2/3 of all the fruit and the nuts, again, eaten here in the state of California and across the country and worldwide. So we provide a lot of food, and it's terrible because one of my first position papers on my website, which I hope people take a look at, Denice, Denice, Gary, Gary, Pandol, P as in Papa, Andol, Denice is with a C, DeniceGary-Pandol.com. I hope they'll take a look at it because the Democrats have been turning off the water to our farmers. And so what's happening to those maybe in your listening audience, which I understand is principally in the LA area, is that correct?
Right.
So water probably doesn't feel like a sexy subject to people in your area, but if they like to eat, it's pretty important because farmers are having to plow under their crops. Ranchers have had to literally slaughter some of their cattle because the Democrats, and Dianne Feinstein is the seat that I'm running for, the Democrats in Washington, D.C., that have sat on the subcommittee for water and power have made it very difficult for farmers to have enough water. So there are food shortages going on in the world right now. The United Kingdom, for example, is actually rationing vegetables to its population. Not all vegetables, but certain vegetables are being rationed in the United Kingdom. Other countries are literally undergoing a starvation crisis. They're not being able to import the number of food that they have been able to import in the past. The United States could solve that problem if it did a little thing called water storage. And so one of the things, for example, that people don't understand is here in California, we have what's called a snowpack on the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Right.
All of that melts in the spring and it all flows into the ocean. As your United States Senator, legislation that I would like to propose that I believe I won't have a problem selling to everybody else in the legislature, particularly the Republicans, is we need to store at least 5% of the Sierra Nevada snowcap in, for example, rainwater capture systems, reservoirs, off-stream reservoirs, underground. We've got to have underground reservoirs so they can collect the rainwater and collect the water that's melting. And that can then be used for farmers and ranchers to grow food. And at a time when the world and the United States is experiencing food shortages. And I want to say, I understand that President Biden just announced this last week that, we're giving money. The Democrats are going to make sure finally that California has over $300 million to have some more storage. They've been telling us that for decades. The Sites Reservoir, which could take care of hundreds of thousands of people in our state, was supposed to have been built already because the voters in California voted for Prop 1. Let me tell you something, Rosalyn.
Right.
You and I, the people of this state, have voted for 10 water bond issues in the last 25 years. And we don't have any more water storage to show for it. That means that the people where you live are paying higher taxes. I pay higher taxes. Everybody in our state is paying higher taxes when we get our water bill, but we don't have more storage. So we have food shortages.
Also said that she's part of the king of the energy, and we hear so much news in our energy world and the skyrocketing energy prices. So what can you tell us about that?
So the important thing to understand is that the fossil fuel industry here California and in the United States of America is among the cleanest in the world. So we've found ways to produce oil and gas and coal so cleanly, it doesn't compare to the kinds of oil and gas that we're importing from around the world. So I'd like your audience to picture some of those dirty oil tankers that come from Saudi Arabia or Iraq or Ecuador, possibly Venezuela. Biden has talked to Iran, which would, of course, if Iran starts fueling the United States with oil, what does that mean? That means Iran has more money to terrorize not only the state of Israel, but the American people. Many American people have died as a result of Islamic terrorism that is bought and paid for by Iran. But Israel's national security is at great stake, particularly under the Biden administration that continues to fuel Iran. And of course, if I may say so, the war of attrition that's been going on by the Muslims against the Jewish state has, I'm sure your audience perhaps is aware of the fact that there's been a tremendous increase in the number of terrorist attacks on Israeli citizens of late. And that's, we can blame the Democrats for that, because Biden and his administration have actually violated federal law and have started to fund the Palestine Liberation Organization. And the Palestine Liberation Organization is a terror organization that has killed Americans and has killed Israelis, including, the beheading of men, women, and children.
And welcome to the Oakland Aviation Museum. This is a special museum for aircraft, historic GA, general aviation, and World War II airplanes here at the Oakland Airport. As you can see, it's now open 7 days a week for the summer. And I wanted to show you around. It's an indoor and outdoor museum. This is the outdoor area. Over there, we have a flying boat. There's not too many of those left. Here you can see the Douglas KA-3B Sky Warrior. Really cool. Lots of red and blue. You can read up on it. Star had their first flight in this plane. Now we use more Cessnas. Here. And this is just a great place to come and visit, to bring your family. As you can see, the ground is like a little runway. The Kitty Hawk corporate. And of course, that's the Wright Brothers. That's the Wright, and this is the gift shop where you can get all of your favorite aviation goods. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.
We're depending on Ecuador. We're depending on Saudi Arabia. We're depending on Iraq, dirty fossil fuel sources, when we need that to protect and have leverage when we negotiate with foreign countries to maybe prevent the next war. We should be providing all of our allies every bit of natural gas and oil they need, so they don't depend on anybody but the United States. And that way we can influence policy, again, to maybe prevent a war or end one. I want to ask all of your listeners to go to DeniceGary-Pandol.com. Denice is spelled with a C, D-E-N-I-C-E, Gary-Pandol, P-A-N-D-O-L. Please make a contribution.
Hi, this is Rosalyn Kahn. We were here just the other day in the pouring rain, and I just wanted to come back. And I know today's the last day day that you guys are going to be out here. But so I noticed that there are more people honking, there's more support, and this just makes me so happy. So how is it for you on this side of the line? What are you guys seeing? What are you guys hearing?
We feel the love. We feel that our voices are being. We feel the love, and we feel that our voices are being heard. And we're hoping that today, with negotiations starting yesterday, that we get what we need, and and all in all, that we get what we deserve. You know? So I've been out here for 3 days. It's been a long 3 days in the rain and walking around and shouting. So all the support that we've gotten, we appreciate it. And the teachers, everybody that's been coming on, families. So yeah, that's all.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Nurse Access Staffing is seeking experienced RN and LVNs. For more information, call us at 818-697-4484 or check us out on our website, nurseaccessstaffing.com.